Welcome everybody to North Star Mystical Tarot, and today we are focusing on career path and purpose. So go ahead and make your choice, and I'll see you in the timestamp. Okay, number ones, if you chose the green feather, this reading is for you. Let's see what Spirit wants to tell you about your career and purpose. So first we have the 5, 6, 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands is when you're in a position where you have to stand alone and fight against the odds or the opposition. Okay? So we've got 7 of Wands. And then we have the Lovers. And we have 4 of Wands. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles. So this looks like your focus in terms of career and purpose is around home and creating a beautiful environment and atmosphere, a stable, loving, balanced environment. This could be preschool teacher, Montessori teacher. It could be being a stay-at-home mom, running a daycare, or any kind of services for those who need help and support. So you could be caring for the elderly. You could be an event planner even. With this being this is often considered a celebration here. So you might be a wedding planner, an event planner. You might be teaching and helping young people. You're in a position where you're creating environments to bring people happiness and stability, and you're taking care of the details. That's what this says to me. And I think the 7, let's look at what the 7 of Wands means in the context of all of this. So we're going to grab our tarot deck here, and we're going to pull one more card to clarify the 7 of Wands. See, that's what I was wondering, because this is kind of a fight card. And so then here we have the 5 of Cups, which is about disappointment and loss. So I'm still curious. What is this? I'm going to pull from an oracle deck that I created called the Empath Oracle. Okay, now we're getting a little more clear. This says, give it time. Allow yourself some breathing room. What you hope to create is in process. The results may not be evident now, but there is still good that is happening. So it's worth giving it time to see where it goes. Be patient like a gardener. Wait and see what happens over time. Okay, so it looks like you've encountered obstacles in creating this business or this work. Looks like you probably want to be your own boss, and it's not been the easiest process for you. All right, so I'm guided to pull a few more of the oracle cards to see if we can figure out what's going on here. Have faith and don't give up. Okay, so it's pretty clear that Spirit is saying you're on the right path. It's time to have faith in this. Don't give up. So this really is your calling. This is something that you're supported in. So why do we sometimes feel called to a certain path, and then we encounter obstacles and it doesn't work out for us? We have to fight. If it's our soul calling and path, shouldn't it be easy? That's a common question. And so usually the answer is that we need to work out the karmic obstacles, because this might be lifetime number 8 where we're trying to, have this career. And so, in modern times, the path is much more open than it was, say, in medieval times, right? To really be in control and be your boss, right? And so who knows, it could have looked different in other lifetimes, right? It wasn't necessarily, your career, but your soul has this desire, and you came here in this lifetime to do this, to help these people, okay? Using your unique gifts. Looks like you have gifts for aesthetics and organizing and making a happy environment for people. So in this lifetime, you have to work towards it sometimes, and you end up with failures because in past lives, you may have worked on similar things. Sorry, you can hear my dog snorting in the background. He's a little chihuahua, and sometimes he gets overexcited. It's like little threads from your past lives, or like little necklace chains, and they get full of knots. So in this lifetime, as you're working toward your goal, it's like your soul has to unravel those chains, so to speak, resolve any karmic hiccups or obstacles. And so you're still headed in the right direction. It's just, you have to have faith. Have faith. Don't give up. So I'm feeling called to draw now for you guys from the Woodland. It's called the Woodland Warden's deck. It's a nice oracle deck, and it features animals. So, Spirit, what is some good advice for our pile number ones here, to take the next step and to understand the big picture in order to get their goals accomplished here? So we have, see, this somehow makes sense, doesn't it? Beaver and birch, home. And so this mirrors the Four of Wands card, home. And look, there's even this artist has used inspiration, she said, from the tarot. So I don't think it's a coincidence that we have 4 birch trees and 4 wands here. So the beaver is very persistent. Again, we have the same theme, hard worker. And birch trees are absolutely beautiful. So the birch trees are representing slow growth for something beautiful. And then the beaver here represents hard work. You could say the birch trees maybe are your ideas, your beautiful ideas. And the beaver is taking those ideas and using them as tools to create. So one step at a time. The beaver has to gnaw on these tree trunks one bite at a time, but keeps the vision of their beaver dam in mind the whole time. And if a beaver can do it, so can you. I'm going to stick beaver right here between the Four of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles, which is about the bringing in stability. Okay? Spirit's telling me that we have one more to pull from Woodland Wardens for you guys. Okay. We have the Snail and Huckleberry. Trust in the invisible. Have faith. Give it time. The snail takes its time, and huckleberries aren't always easy to see. You have to get down low to the ground to see the fruit. Okay? And so always keep your eye on your goal, and you will reach the fruit. Okay? So we are having repeat messages to validate that this is indeed your answer. So I'm going to tune in and see what else we need to know about this. I'm really drawn to the number 4. So I'm going to put this spread away, and we're going to draw 4 more cards here. And we're going to look at those cards as your 4 pillars for success, and the next things that you need to do. Maybe we'll see that as your 4 stepping stones for your next path. At least you're on the right track. That's a good starting place, isn't it? Okay, so let's find out what your 4 steps are, okay? We've got the Bobcat and Blackthorn for patience. We've got the ram and the dahlia for determination. And then we've got the hawk and the thistle for again, we have patient, graceful persistence. And so this is about embracing your Taurus energy. Whether you're a Taurus or not, it's time to, just embrace the work of it, because Rome wasn't built in a day, right? And so you need to lay your foundation by getting all your ducks in a row, figuring out what forms you need, what licenses you need, do you need insurance, what do you need, what are the basic foundational groundwork things you need, in addition to a detailed business plan, like maybe printing out a business plan questionnaire, that walks you through it, and get in touch with any local authorities you need to establish your business, to know exactly step by step what do you need to do to set up, the taxes, what do you need to do here, right? So that's what this is about. So we're not even going to focus on marketing yet for you. You're just going to be laying out the groundwork. And so the next thing that comes to my mind is how do we stay inspired while doing this? Because I feel like your spirit guides are bringing up the groundwork for a reason, because you might be thinking about the details and you got to get to the groundwork. You're thinking about the fun details. So what inspiration? The inspiration is important too. What inspiration do we need? Forgive this. Ooh, interesting. Whatever it is that is on your mind, think about whether there is an angle of it that you can actively release, forgive, and let go of. People don't always measure up. Human beings have limitations and can be disappointing. Release whatever you are ready to in order to continue healing and moving forward. Okay, so I honestly feel like this has to do with you, forgiving yourself. Forgive yourself for taking so long to do this. Forgive yourself, if that's the case anyway. Forgive yourself for anything, emotional issues that have bogged you down. And take action. Now is not the time to think. See, they're repeating my message to you, aren't they? It's time to do the actual work. So now is not the time to think, it's time to act. There is no rush, just take one step in the right direction. You will feel much better. Think about one thing that you've been postponing. Count from 5 to 1 and take action. That is an activating trigger for our brains to take us out of our rumination and into action. Count down from 5 to 1. Figure out the thing you need to do. Business plan, the phone call, what do you need to do? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, do it. Actually, if you need to stop this video now and go do it now. But you're also welcome to continue listening to the end. So, one more oracle for us. In this situation, it is important to talk about it. Find a person you can trust and ask them to listen and be a sounding board for you. Sometimes a compassionate ear is necessary for us to move past our struggles. Is there someone you know with whom you can share your thoughts and feelings? Okay, you may need a sounding board, and you also may need an advisor, somebody who, maybe a coach, someone who can walk you through, the obstacles and the things you don't know how to do. Okay, find someone to talk to. I'm strongly feeling it should be a professional. Talk to a professional, talk to a coach. The guides are saying we need to look at the social aspect, or the interpersonal, I should say, aspect of this path for you, getting started. So we're going to pull a couple more cards on that, and I think after that we'll probably be done with this one. So let's take a look, everybody. What are the interpersonal considerations for pile number 1? What are the interpersonal considerations? 4 of Cups. You need to ignore the haters. You need to ignore the doubters. Ignore the people who are draining you, even if it has nothing to do with your business idea. Frickin' ignore them. Ignore everybody. Ignore them. Okay. Because I had this feeling that you had, friends or family or something who was doubting you or giving you trouble or draining your energy. which is part of the reason why your activation energy was low, like why you couldn't get going, why you need the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But the emotional piece is you need to practice detachment and ignoring the people who are draining your energy reserves so that you can fulfill your mission and calling. And I often find this must be where a lot of people's karma is, because I often find it's, that the family and friend emotional drama is often the karma that bogs people down. And so those could be the people in your past life that tripped you up and stopped you. And in this life, you get to ignore them because you can. And how do we ignore them? I think this will be a good deck to answer that question. Quiet the noise. Yep. This is what this is, meditating and not listening. Ignore everybody. Quiet the noise. I just want to cry because, like, when the spirit guides are so specific with the cards and the message is so consistent, it means that you really need to hear this. There's a collective that really needs this information, and your spirit guides and ancestors are emotional, giving it to you, and then I feel emotional. Maybe you do too. I don't know. Depends on how much this message is for you. So how else do we quiet the noise? Decide. That's a big one, isn't it? In this situation, it's important to decide. Sometimes we are so aware of the potential pros and cons of our decisions that we hesitate and slow things down. At times, we find ourselves half choosing. Sometimes, perhaps due to a fear of fully committing. The message for this moment is decide fully, and then do it. So you know what? Our message is so clear. It's like our seal of completion. This a green feather. Sorry, I keep bumping my table. But how clear is this, though, you guys? Get the groundwork done. Get into your Taurus energy. Get to work. Be persistent. Be resilient. Forgive yourself for your shortcomings. Quiet out the noise and all the distractions, even if you have to stop responding to certain people. You might have to tell people, I'm too focused on something else. I don't have space for this conversation right now. And, if it's your mother or your aunt or your son, who cares who it is, tell them, I don't have time today. Okay? I'll get back to you tomorrow. Quiet the noise. You don't have to let people grab your attention. You need to prioritize you. You need to decide. You need to count from 5 to 1. And if the only thing you can do after listening to this is look up Mel Robbins, if you haven't heard of her, there's also motivational resources online to get you going for the moment. So, yeah, you know what to do. Write out a list and start with yourself. Forgive yourself. Tune out the distractions. Count down from 5 to 1 and get your game plan going, okay? Because you can do this. You are meant to do this. Your spirit guides are letting you know this is your calling. Listen to your heart. If your heart's telling you to do it, go for it. Okay? I love you. You are awesome and strong and beautiful, and you are going to change lives, okay? And your own. You're going to change your own too and make money. All right. Sending tons of love to you. Bye-bye. Okay, everybody. Welcome. Pile number 2, if you chose the pink feather here. So pretty. Let's find out what your career and purpose advice is. So for our first card, we have the King of Swords. A very powerful card here. Very powerful. So we have the King of Swords, and then we have the Moon. We have the Ace of Wands and the Hanged One. So this is we're looking at a very mature person here. Number 2s, you are very emotionally mature. You might be a little bit older, or maybe just very serious for your age. But no, I think most of our number twos are a little bit older, and you're emotionally mature. And you know how to balance your emotions with patience and waiting. You know how to bide your time. You know how to wait till the time is right. You're not in a rush. You have the wisdom of the King of Swords. The King of Swords is very clear. He's very strong. He means what he says, and he makes good judgments, okay? That's you. And so we have the Ace of Wands right in the middle here, and that is a new beginning. So you have a new idea, number twos, that you want to start. And you want to share that depth of wisdom and discernment and power that you've cultivated to help other people. So let's pull a few more cards to figure out what that is, okay? And you'll know if this is for you or not. Oh, just popped right out of there. Oh, we have the Magician. We have two cards. The first one is the Magician and the High Priestess. So you tap into deep spirituality. Like, you might have a tradition that you follow because it's deep and it's balanced and stable, and you're pretty solid in it. And this Magician energy feels like it's a power that you have, but you're a little bit afraid of it. You're a little bit afraid of your activation energy, which is what the Magician is, because we see the Magician has all their tools. They are connected with their infinite self. They are lifting the wand, aloft, balanced above and below. Magician is about doing things. It's also about abundance. You see all of the flora and fauna here. But you're a little afraid of the activation, afraid of the power. I'm going to pull from, trying to decide between the Woodland Warden's deck and the tarot. I think we're going to stick with the solid tarot here. Okay. We have the King of Pentacles. So this is your second king. So this is reinforcing to you that you are steady and stable and mature again. So keep this in mind, all right? Okay. All right, Spirit. So what does number two need? What do they need to hear in order to know what they're doing? I have the feeling that the space is ready, but you don't know what you're doing. I see this image of soil and the seed being planted. We don't know what the seed is. Let's determine that. Okay, what seed needs to be planted? The Page of Cups. So this often represents receiving a message. The fish seems to be, I'm subconsciously turning the deck to the bottom. It's the Six of Pentacles. So we have, maybe you're afraid to charge. Is that what it is? Are you afraid to charge money? Are you afraid of how much you feel like you need to charge? How much it's worth? Your services? Whatever you're doing. But anyway, the Page of Cups is looking to their intuition and their inspiration to know what to do. And so you might have a feeling we're going to get there in this reading, but I would like you to take a minute in your own time right now. Even pause the video if you need to, and take a minute and put yourself in the mode of receiving. Just say to Spirit, I'm available for answers. I think that number twos, you had to use your patience a lot in life. And that puts you into the mode of kind of, in psychology, they might call it dorsal vagal shutdown. If you're familiar with polyvagal theory, just in summary, it's when your survival mode becomes the forefront of your experience day to day. Like you're just in survival mode, which can lead to shutdown, where you're not able to flow, you're not able to take action because your brain is protecting you because you feel like you're in over your head. And so what we do then is we bring that energy from your amygdala, your fight or flight brain, and you pull it into your heart brain. So your heart is another brain, it's another sensory organ, right? We have neural activity in our heart, and that is bringing it to a totally different orientation. So the back of your head, where your amygdala is your dorsal vagal. The heart is the ventral vagal, okay? So in polyvagal theory, we bring the energy from the dorsal vagal to the ventral vagal. You go from dorsal shutdown to flow and ease by being in your heart. You can take a minute to Google that if you want to read more about it. And there's people who will walk you through exercises on YouTube as well. But one way to do it is you just put your hand over your heart. You breathe into your heart and you let yourself feel safe. Say, I am safe. And the act of putting that hand over your heart actually triggers the ventral vagal system, which is the creative mode. Okay? So, that's what needs to happen next, is shift from shutdown to freedom. Okay? So now let's look at what that seed being planted might be. Okay? And we're going to explore some oracle cards and take a look. What's your next step, number twos? Okay? So we're going to take a minute to shuffle. This is the Woodland Warden's deck. I really love it. By Jessica Rue. She's inspired by tarot, but she makes her own. She's made her own little system here. Create an oracle deck. Okay, number twos. Take a minute, feel into your heart, ask for spiritual guidance, and let's see what that seed could be for you, okay? We have the horse and the bluebell, modest fortitude, and Spirit is asking me to take a look at the guidebook for you for this one to get some specific keywords. Here it is. So we have the horse and the bluebell, modest fortitude. Its downcast blooms cause the bluebell to bow gently at its stem, symbolizing modesty. So, modesty is one of your traits. In contrast, the horse is a striking creature, proud and muscular, able to bear great loads and travel long distances. It is known for its superior strength and stamina. Taken together, the horse and the bluebell remind us that the greatest feats are the result of much humble practice. Upright work, quietly and consistently. The time to shine will present itself in the future. For now, focus on your process rather than its reward. And we're going to skip let's read the reverse in case it applies to you. Your yoke has grown heavy. Remember why you began on your journey. If the reason is worthy, continue pushing. Your efforts will make you stronger. Am I too focused on earning praise and not focused enough on the substance of my work? When is it worthwhile to push through adversity? And when is it better to rest? Okay, so this is acknowledging, that you've worked really hard. Like I was saying earlier, you've worked really hard, and you're now a little bit shut down. Okay, and you have a lot to offer. So this is just giving you permission. You can take these traits and you can package them up with a little bow and you can use them to give you wisdom. So just because you're a little bit unsure, like if you're unsure of what to charge, it could be because of your modesty, right? That's okay. It's not a weakness. It's not a weakness to be feeling heavy either. These things are going to give you the wisdom you need to advise whomever you're serving and to inform your work. So don't see it as an obstacle. The guides are showing me a stick in a stream, like sticking straight up in the stream. And it seems to be saying, like, you know, the obstacle that you think is an obstacle isn't really, because one single stick isn't going to stop the stream, is it? So don't worry about your perceived inner failings, okay? They're not really that big of a deal. Let's pull a few more. The eel and the iris for safety. And we have the chipmunk and the laurel, but it's reversed for success. Okay, so as soon as you can feel safe with yourself, your full spectrum self, you will have your success. The reason this is in reverse is because you don't feel like you have it yet, but that doesn't mean you won't get it. Okay, like the laurel, you know, that's when you see the crown of victory, that's what it's made of. It's made out of laurel leaves. And chipmunks are really good at storing things up for the winter. So they have success every year with that. And the iris is noble and beautiful. And the eel is able to move quickly to safety. So, you know, it's saying that there's no like modest fortitude here. Like, just because you want to create safety doesn't mean that you're not strong. That doesn't mean you can't succeed. Okay? So, Spirit hasn't shown us what career you have, but I do think, based on the vibes, that it's probably a service, some kind of service or advising, probably of women. We're going to use the tarot again, and we're going to ask for specific messages from your spirit guides, okay, number 2, to help you know what to do next in a sequential fashion, step by step. Okay, what does number 2 need? Put your hand over your heart, get into that ventral vagal state. Tune to your heart. Okay, all right, they're telling me we got it. All right, let's see. Got the 10 of Wands, the 2 of Pentacles, the Lovers. They're telling me that's it right now. Okay, so you need to simplify. You need to finish the tasks that you've been postponing. Get them done. It could be paperwork, whatever the case may be, taxes, I don't know. Get the hard part over, the stuff that's distracting you, the unfinished projects. Get that done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, do it. Number 2, you need to find your balance. I think you tend to procrastinate and get into overwhelm. So we'll get these things done and then balance that out. Take some deep breaths. You know, the guides are saying they want you to be more secure within yourself. That's what this is about, being secure. And then the Lovers in this case has to do with making decisions. You might have analysis paralysis. You know, you might have some big choices you need to make, and you need to just decide to do it, okay? You know what you need to do. You just need to decide to do it. So Spirit's telling me the number 2s, you don't need babysitting from me. That's what they're telling me. Yeah, you already know what you need to do, okay? That's what this card is. The Lovers, when it comes to making choices, it feels like a big choice, but you need to make it. And I think that's the message for today for number 2s. Yeah. Interesting, guys. Yeah, Spirit's saying they don't need any more. We're not doing any more. So sending tons of love to you. If you need any extra support or help, I'm available for sessions. You can find that in the description below. And I will offer you 20% off. So go check out in the description below, and you'll find everything you need to know, okay? And meanwhile, regardless, take some time to do some breath work and take some deep breaths. The guys are showing box breathing. Could be really helpful for balancing, where you inhale 4 breaths, pause 4 breaths. Excuse me, that came out wrong. Inhale 4 seconds, pause 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, pause for 4 seconds, inhale for 4 seconds, pause for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, pause for 4 seconds, and breathe like that for at least 3 minutes. And then write down the first thing you need to do, and then make a plan to do it. Okay? You can do this. You can break through. You've got this. You have everything you need. As I said in the beginning, you're very mature. You have all that you need. You just need to get the big, hard tasks done. Okay? All right. Love you tons. Hello, pile number 3s. If you chose this beautiful purple and orange feather, this reading is for you on your career and purpose. Let's get started. Okay. First, visualize a heart around you and love surrounding you. You're surrounded by this beautiful big heart, okay? All right, we have the sun, which is happiness and clarity, and could mean children or child or baby, having a baby, being happy, new ideas, okay? The sun. We have the Page of Wands, fresh new creative ideas. We have the 6 of Cups, nostalgia, children, fond memories, reunions. We have the Emperor, taking charge of your destiny. Okay, so number 3s, you guys are very sweet. And you don't overcomplicate things. You like to be in this sun state. Just happiness flowing. You don't have anything to hide. And you have a great plan. Okay, that's the Page of Wands, a great new plan. And it very well may relate to kids. So let's pull a few more to verify if that's correct. If this is relating to children. Okay? Let us know, Spirit. Hermit. And the Queen of Cups. We're going to pull one more. Address family issues. Okay, so this is your past. Okay, it's time to heal some mental and emotional pain. It could mean that you reach out to a family member to have a discussion, or it could just as easily involve keeping a distance and working on it yourself. You can ask a higher power to lift the old energy out of you to help you release this issue. It's important for you to move beyond it. So you could be doing one of 2 things. Maybe you're working, taking care of children, or doing some service for children, and you might be a family counselor. You might be helping people release, trauma, family trauma. And the Emperor there is interesting to me. And the Hermit means you're looking within. Queen of Cups means you are able to help people with their emotions. Emotionally present. So that's what made me think, you could be working with children and you can also be helping people heal their inner child. If you are working with children, you're setting up sacred space for them. You know how to hold energetic space. But I think for a lot of you, you're healing yourself and others with family traumas and issues from their past. So let's pull a few more. Got an oracle here. Release resistance. So for you guys, though, I feel like you're already doing this. So you're helping other people release resistance and find freedom by healing their emotions. And I think the Emperor is about cultivating a healthy ego. So that's what you're doing. And I don't know if you guys need that much support. I feel like you're already doing it. So let's see what Spirit wants to share you number 3s. The Ace of Swords. Yeah, that's saying yes to what I just said. You're already doing it. And, you know, even if you're not already doing it 100% as much as you would like, you're still already doing it to some extent wherever you are, whatever you're doing. And also, it's a really good idea. The Ace of Swords is about a really good idea. And you're very clear. And you are really going to be able to help people with your clarity. You have Ace of Swords clarity, the Sun for clarity. Your main gift is your clarity. Write that down. Keep that in mind. Okay, so we're going to do a second deep dive. I'm going to put these away so we have room. Any more information that you need? Wheel of Fortune, the Fool, Queen of Swords. Okay. So they're saying whatever you're doing right now, don't get too attached to it because it may evolve as well. You may find ways to expand or to refine or change a little bit what you're doing over time. They're saying within the next 5 years, be open to change. The Wheel of Fortune can be about change. The Fool is about trusting, even when you need to start fresh and start over. Okay? And the Queen of Swords is about, because I feel like you guys are very carefree, which is wonderful. It's what gives you your healing abilities. But the Queen of Swords is about making sure you dot all your I's and cross all your T's, get all the paperwork done. The technical stuff, the business side. Make sure you don't forget that. Meet your deadlines, okay? So, you got, know you are changing. So, gotta be kidding me. Didn't I just talk about change? Holy, I try not to cuss on this channel, but sometimes I want to because I'm like, the cards are just so freaking accurate. Okay. Know you are changing. Intensity can precede big changes happening on the inside. Hold space for yourself as you are in the process of growing. Now is not the time, now is the time to stop, breathe, and be patient. Whatever you're going through will pass, and you will find clarity, peace, and the answers you seek on the horizon. So, this is exactly what these cards are. Change and trust. So if you need a change, trust it. You got this. They want me to pull one from here. I just listen to the guidance in the moment. So the High Priestess. Let's get a clarifier. How does the High Priestess relate to our subject here? The Eight of Pentacles. So that's Eight of Pentacles is about work. And the High Priestess is about intuition. You might benefit from taking a course on how to develop your intuition or some kind of metaphysical healing. You might want to consider that, or maybe even doing that on the side, like doing readings yourself. Because they're showing me there's a lot more you can add to your toolbox. You have a lot of potential. You can add even more. You can add more to your vocation, to what you're doing. You can do several different things. Maybe you wrap jewelry. Maybe you facilitate things for children. Maybe you also do readings. Maybe you're a writer. You can do several different things. They're even showing me someone out there doing yard work and gardening. So you don't have to just do one thing. And you can also incorporate all your different skills into one thing. So you can take it how it resonates. This has to do with a mother figure, they're telling me, as I'm pulling the card. The Queen of Swords. So for some of you, if there's a mother figure in your life that is a little bit difficult for you or challenging for you, and you might need to cut some cords, And for some of you, the mother figure is giving you good advice. So you can use your discernment to decide whether you need to cut the cords with this mother figure and stop letting her influence you, or whether you need to swallow your resistance and listen and seek out that advice. Okay? So it's an either or depending on your situation. There's one more gap. Spirit is telling me one more thing that is not clear for you. Number 3s. What is it, Spirit? Temperance. Sagittarius energy here. You need to keep your mind open. Be open to exploring all different kinds of things. Because you definitely don't want to be, just because you're doing something that's working doesn't mean you want to be locked in. You don't want to have blinders on where you're only focused on that one thing and that one path. You got to stay open-minded, is what they're telling me. Because there's a lot to do and learn, and the spirit guides want me to tell you that you're meant to be doing and learning many things. And your spirit guides will take your hand along the way so you'll know what to do. And so next we have some emotional release messages for you, number 3s. So we're going to use the Oracle deck for this. And this has to do with your inner process, okay? This is for you. This is for your heart. All right? Okay. All right. Spirit guides are holding your hands. You might feel them. I love it when they do that. We have, don't worry. This situation will be okay. There is no need to worry. After all, worry accomplishes nothing. You are so much more than the sum of your fears. You have gifts that run deep, including the gift of wisdom, resourcefulness, caring, inner knowing, and creative thinking. Allow the solutions to arrive. So, don't worry. Be happy. Cherish what you love. Put your energy and attention on what you most love. Slow your thoughts. There may be a lot to do and a lot to think about, but this is a reminder to pause and focus on what's most important. Take time to appreciate what or who you love. So don't worry and just focus on what you love. What beautiful advice, right? Okay, one more at least. Remember your truth. Take a time out from all the options that you see before you. Get down to the wire. What is most true for you? This relates back to the high priestess from earlier. Okay. What is most true for you? If you were to distill your belief system down to 3 ideas, what would they be? What are the basic principles by which you live your life? Answering this will give you insight. Okay. So let's expand on remember your truth. Spirit, can you give us a little more information on remember your truth? Tell us a little more. Oh, ho, ho, ho. If there's something you need to walk away from because it's not resonating, do it. You don't have to let everything in. I think, the first card was the Sun, which means you're very clear, you're very open. So there's some things you might need to walk away from. Okay? Let's pull a few more. Look at that. There's something you need to ignore. So remembering your truth is about recognizing what isn't your truth. What does not serve you. You're a sunny person, but that doesn't mean that you have to let everything into your life and everyone and listen to everybody's ideas. Be that high priestess and know your own truth and reject what is not resonant to your own truth, what doesn't contribute to your happiness. Okay? Don't worry about it. Let it go. We have the 10 of Swords. Okay? That is endings, pain, endings, and the Wheel of Fortune again. So if you want to be on your destiny path, you're going to have to embrace change sometimes. Let things go. It might hurt a little bit, sometimes, and swords. But that's what you need to be doing. Thinking, you write a list of things you want to keep and things you want to release, okay? And then let go. Let go of what you need to let go of. And one more. The King of Cups. So the King of Cups is about balancing difficult things. He's holding two things here. He's holding his scepter and his cup. And sometimes in the background they'll show like a big whale and a ship. And then big waves. So he's got one foot in the water and one on his platform, and he's holding basically a wand, a scepter in one hand and a cup in the other. So the King of Cups is about knowing what to hold on to and what to let go of, and balancing that emotionally, being able to hold two contradictory things. One foot in water, one on land, one vessel, one rod. Like, he's holding two things together that are contradictory and balancing them within himself, because he knows that he has the strength and capacity and wisdom to do that. Okay? That's what you need. And I feel like there's still confusion for some of you, so we're going to pull a few more cards. You need some stable people around you, like stable friends who can help you find that common sense path for you. Like, if you have friends who you think are very common sense, ask for their feedback to help you make these decisions. You don't have to do it on your own. There's got to be someone in your life who is a good advisor that you can go to for advice. You need to tighten things up, let go of things you don't need. Maybe you need to do some organizing, cleaning around the house. This whole vibe feels very like Cancerian to me. Like, if you're a Cancer, you might tend to pull within and ignore your environment a little bit to protect yourself. And regardless, I think you have some of that energy. So get advice from someone else and do a little tidying. Organize your stuff. Clean your house. It's going to help. And they're saying, got a little bit more from the tarot deck here. You. More advice for you. Let's see, what's there? Oh, they're wanting me to do the shuffle thing and let the cards come out the way that they want to. Okay. Got Temperance again. And what else do we need? Put down 3s. And we got the Lovers again. So we're getting repeat cards here, guys. And the Fool again. Okay. We get the picture. Making decisions, balancing, healing, big picture, making room. The Fool. Trust. And then the Knight of Wands, which is your business. It's your creative business idea. That's going to move you forward. That's going to allow you to move forward. So when the cards start repeating, that's often a sign we're about done. But I'm going to give you guys a bonus here. Animal spirits. What little piece of wisdom do number 3s need to hear? We have the Hare and the Oak for new opportunities. So again, we're going back, and this is confirming to you that you are a multifaceted person and you need to integrate lots of new and different things into your work. So be open to that. Okay? So with all the change being mentioned, I don't think you're going to change careers. You're just going to add to what you're doing. That seems pretty clear to me. All right, so we're going to finish with a little healing for you guys. So I'd like you to focus on my crystal cluster here. Okay? And I would like you to send all of the worry energy that you may have, or the ungrounded energy you may have, or anything that feels heavy to you, just send it through the screen into this crystal. And the deva of the crystal will take it, so the spirit of the crystal will take it and turn it into something beautiful for you. Okay? Take that, receive that. Sending you so much love, and it's been such an honor and pleasure to read for you today. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye now.